Hello and welcome to My Security TV. My name is Chris Cubbage and we're filming in Sydney. I'm joined by Mr. Daniel Lukovitz, the Chief Security Evangelist for Calamity. Daniel, thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me, Chris.
Daniel, I love the term evangelist. Please let us know what role you have and what type of business Calamity is.
Chris, I've been passionate about security for many years. I think, without trying to sound like a superhero, security is about saving lives, it's about protecting people. And that's something I really enjoy, I find it very rewarding. And I think it's an area where the industry has a lot of work to do. I've spent most of my career actively promoting the ideas of safety, security, risk management to clients and to the wider public. Have been very politically active inside and outside the industry, trying to both make life better for the public and also easier for the legitimate, effective security providers, and that's guided a lot of what we've done in Calamity in the direction that we've taken.
Just tell us a little bit more about Calamity itself.
Calamity tries to be a bit different. Everything from our name to the way we go about a lot of things makes us stand apart. A lot of the security industry has been doing the same thing for many, many years. Now, on the one hand, a lot of security principles haven't changed in hundreds, if not thousands of years, but on the other hand, in the 21st century with modern technology, IP technology, the internet and so forth, unfortunately a lot of security companies are still doing the same thing that they were doing 20 years ago, the same systems, the same technology, the same software. To draw an analogy, if they were car dealers, they'd still be selling Datsuns as new models today. We've decided that it is the 21st century, and not only are we going to take our customers, but we're going to try and bring the industry in that direction as well. And to that end, we've just finished construction of the Centre for Advanced Security Technology and Leadership Excellence, or CASTLE as we call it in Sydney.
Great.
The foundation of the CASTLE will be a grade A1 monitoring facility, which in my opinion is the most modern and advanced of its type in the country. Previously we looked at acquisition and we looked around to see if there was some worth modifying, but basically we found that there just simply wasn't anything in the country that had the focus on the technology that we thought would take us forward.
And granted, for the existing centres, it's hard to keep up with the pace of technology. Could you maybe give an overview of what cutting-edge stuff you've really brought into this new monitoring?
Sure. Well, look, touching on your question, one of the challenges I suppose that incumbent players will have is that when you're a 24/7 mission-critical operation, it's very difficult to all of a sudden change fundamental systems.
Yeah.
And it's possible, but it's hard in much the same way that you could probably change aircraft in the middle of a flight, but there are certain risks that go along with that. But at the same time, I think a lot of them are also paying now for taking shortcuts and going down the cheap route originally when they started. And you know, unfortunately, I worked as a monitoring operator 15, 20 years ago, and the software that I was using then is still very widely deployed today, and it hasn't changed. And it was written in an era before most people even knew what the internet was, and that hasn't changed. The main value proposition that we've brought on is, first of all, it's actively developed technology. And so what that means is if someone came to us tomorrow and said, Daniel, we've got this system and we want you to monitor it and do this, we can either do that, or if we can't, we can very quickly write some middleware that will plug our system into theirs and go ahead with it, rather than just saying, look, sorry, we don't support that. Now, the obvious examples are video surveillance and remote video monitoring, I think.
And feeding that back to the monitoring centre so the guys can see where the alarm activations occur?
Yes, absolutely. But whereas there are some people who've dipped their toes in the video monitoring arena and they're monitoring a particular camera platform or a particular recording type, and of course that doesn't help people who don't have those cameras already deployed. We have an open platform that means we can monitor dozens and dozens of different video technologies, irrespective of who the vendor is, and if we can't monitor it and there's a significant enough case for it, we can actually build that in. The other thing that we can do that I think is going to be a game changer is allow for very, very high flexibility in terms of who we call, who we send messages to and when, but with a very, very low margin of error. Most of the incumbent players, again, because they're using old-fashioned software, deal with that by having pages of notes on any given account, so that if a particular alarm type comes in, the operator, first of all, will have to spend at least 90 seconds just decoding the notes and trying to work out who to call. And then by the time they make the call, many times they'll actually get it wrong. And of course, that just makes security companies look bad.
Just one last question. The NBN rollout, is that having a major impact on the industry in terms of alarm monitoring?
It should, but I'm not sure that it is. The problem is, I think, probably due to kickbacks and rebate revenue, this industry still is addicted to dialer monitoring, despite the fact that it's expensive, it's insecure, the lines are very easily cut, and I think in many cases that's been permitted to continue because of a marketplace and end users who are simply uneducated and just completely take for granted that they're being given the right advice. Do we support dialers? Yes, but we're very IP focused and we want to actually move people onto a platform that's much more robust and much more secure. And the irony is that people are clinging to dialer monitoring because they see that as a key part of their revenue, and yet surprisingly there are actually better revenue opportunities in IP monitoring that also provides a better product. So when we can go to our customers and say, we have a better product and we can actually save you money, that's a winning business case, and one that we're very happy to share with other people who'd like to move into the next decade.
Daniel, well done. Sounds like you've set yourself up as leader in the industry for A-grade monitoring, and best of luck for keeping up with the new technology changes as we move forward. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Chris.
Thanks, Daniel.